Developing a mobile app takes a lot of time and money. The last thing you want to do is to build something that people don't want. If you're a founder or soon to be, you have to do this before you start developing your app. Hi, I'm Nick, and in this video I want to show you how I would start building an app, how I would do the research, how I would design it, and how I would turn it into a prototype so you can actually start testing it with customers. So here are the 3 things I will talk about today. First of all, user research and how you can actually find out what to build. Second, designing the user flow and actually start with the first app screens. And third, build a prototype and test it out with the users. In the end, you will know how to research users, how to design the first few screens of your app, and how to actually build a prototype you can test with potential customers. So let's start with research. What you will see now is a file that I designed about an app that helps you book sports venues. And the file is structured with a research phase, with designs, and finally also as a prototype. So I thought it would be a great example to show you how to do that. So let's start with the research and with the goals and obstacles that customers may face. So what you can see here is very easy showcased what the goals of the user of this app are and what obstacles they face. For instance, they want to book a venue that fits, but they are unsure about who joins and afraid that people might not join. They have to collect cash from their friends if they want to book a sports venue. And there's a lot of obstacles in the way, but the main goal is, hey, let's have a sports venue that you can actually go to and there are no more surprises. So after finding out those goals, the next step is the user persona. Or in other words, you might have more than just one user, which is the case in this design or in this project. But to simplify, I only created here this one persona, and you will see other ones later. So this is Max, and there's just a little bit of information about his age and other demographical info. What's quite important is the daily routine that also builds on top of what we want to know about the steps he takes for actually booking a game or a venue that you might want to do in the app in the future. Now, if we have personas, the next step we will do is find out the user flow. And this is one of my favorite questions to ask. How would a user flow look like if your app doesn't exist? This really forces you to think about how they are doing it now and also which pain points your app can later on address. So, how does this look like? As you can see here, now we have more than just one user. We have the organizer who organizes games. We have the player who just pitches in. And we also have the venue, which doesn't have a user flow yet. But this is also something you have to consider. Before the game, they have to suggest a play and to the time and the place. They have to find if the time is good. And there are a lot of steps just in making sure you and your friends find the right time. After that, you're at the venue and you booked everything. And this also have to look very smooth. You have to pay, and for most cases, especially when I designed this, I was in Croatia, they didn't have digital payments, so you have to carry cash all the time. There's a lot of steps involved into making sure someone gets from, hey, let's play a game, to, yeah, we actually played on a pitch and paid the amount of money that we wanted. And after that, for each user, we have now the user flows, and now it's finally time to go into the second step. It's to design how the user flows through the app and also how the screens will look like. So let's take a look at that. We have the organizer and we have his main goal. He wants to find a venue. And for that, this is how he would move through the app. Opens the app for the first time. Then you see screens like splash screen, loading screen, welcome screen, click continue, and what they are looking for. And in the end, if you finish this, you will have the booking screen, add info, confirm, pay, and you will end up at the success screen. This is the first goal completed. Find a venue and book it. And this is an example of how it could look like. The onboarding screen, as you see here, for onboarding to make sure you only see like football pitches if you want to play football. These are things you might not think about in the beginning, which is fine. But for iOS, you have to have a flow that allows Apple to actually use the location. Then you have different screens where you have booking, selecting the date, everything that you have here, but just as a screen designed out. One thing to mention here is that this does not have to be perfect when it comes to branding and how it looks like. This is really just to confirm that the design is working, or the features make sense especially. And finally, you have a booking screen that actually shows you the QR code that the venue can scan and confirm your booking. Now we have the user flow and we have the designs on top of it. Let's go to the third and final step, build a prototype out of it and test it with users. For that, you can use one of two tools, either use Figma to prototype or use ProtoPie. Both apps are excellent in creating prototypes out of Figma designs, and both of them work on a mobile app or on a mobile, so you can actually show them as a real app. One of them is more difficult than the other and has less flexibility, but in the beginning, it really doesn't matter. So let me show you how I did it in Figma, how I created the prototype. So this is how you see it if you view it on the web, but this perfectly fits onto an iPhone or any Android phone as well. And it's clickable, you can easily use it, and this is really, really simple, but you can make it way more complex so it actually looks like a real app. So if I go through it, I can book a slot, I can click around here. You can even see this is for testing purposes. If I click somewhere, it highlights where it's actually clickable. So I click here and click here as well, book that. And this is how you can easily make prototype out of these files. Once you have the prototype, it's time to start engaging with potential users. You can show them the app, you can put it into their hands, and then you can just watch them how they use the app. If they have questions, answer them, and also ask them why they clicked here, why they clicked there, just to find out more about the user behavior. You can also ask them to sign up for a waitlist, and even better, you can confirm the assumptions you had in the beginning when it comes to goals and obstacles. And only then, if people show genuine interest and ask for a sign up for a waitlist, then it's time to start writing the first line of code. And on the other hand, if your app is flawed and some features don't make sense yet, it's good. You saved a lot of time on developing this. So, to summarize, you can save hundreds of thousands of dollars developing the wrong app if you just take these 3 steps. First of all, researching the user and making sure you're aware of their goals and obstacles. Second, designing how the user flows through your app and actually designing those screens. And third, turn it into a prototype and get it out testing with real users. This will not only save you a lot of money, but also time, because this is totally doable in like a week. I hope you liked this video, and if you have any questions, just let me know in the comments and we will see each other next time. Bye bye.